So as you have said, right, these are all really good reasons. The why you want to remix, and some of the reasons are. Let me open this up. You can reach new markets, which is because you'll be listened to by the artist's fans. So that's why I agreed to do the remix for that Spanish group, because then I would get access to Spanish listeners who would otherwise never have heard of me before. Right? Or you might be interested in tagging on to some artists with a good following. Their fans will get to hear your style. Of course, you get to connect with the artists themselves, and some of you have reached out to artists and they like the remix that you did for them. So that's a good way to build your network, because then in future, who knows, they can suggest more things for you, give opportunities to you. Breaking out of the rut, of course, yes. Some of you have said, right, you already have the chord progressions all there. It's easy to get started, and especially if you're stuck, oh, what am I going to make today? Yeah, it's something to help you get going. And once you do that, you're learning from the original, as Mitch said, because you can break apart the parts. And you were saying that you can get the layers. You know what layers of instruments they put. Which one?
Stems and
you get stems. Yeah, you get a good set of stems. You get
like from the artists themselves. That's
yeah, good proper set of remix pack stems. You can really learn a lot how they actually structure the thing. Of course, it's also a good way to practice new skills, because one thing about when we do a remix, you might have this feeling that actually when you're working on your own song and you're trying to try something new, sometimes you are struggling with the creativity, and yet, you know, I want to get the song completed. Whereas this one, you don't have that problem because it's not your song. Even if it messes up, it's not okay. It's not a problem because it's not your song. So you can just try whatever you want with it. You don't feel precious about it, and then you can get creative ideas. Okay. So how to start? I think everybody has gone to the Metapop, right? And Metapop is one of the websites which has remix competitions. There are a few others, Indaba, Beatport Play, and you can get full proper remix packs. And these are legal remix competitions, and who knows, if you take part, maybe you might win a prize. Of course, you will be competing with thousands of others, but hey, it's a full remix pack, and there are many advantages from getting on Metapop because they give you other things like, okay, choose a song that gives you ideas. So on Metapop site, we saw the different songs. Did you notice that below the song also, they give you the key and the BPM? Right? That's very useful, that from having to figure it out yourself. I mean, you can figure it out yourself, but you know, when you see a song, so I saw the song which was 108 BPM and it's in the key of A minor, my favorite key. You know that because there's all white keys, and 108 is just nice because it's slow groove, but you can speed it up. Then take note of the BPM, the key, and you download the stems that you've done. Now, these are the typical BPM ranges. This I got from Ableton's Learn Music website. And just to refresh your memory, these are the different BPMs. So the 108 BPM song, I could easily speed it up and make it into a house track. I could speed it up quite a bit more and make it into a slowish techno trance track. That one is will be more challenging. But the 140 song, you found one song which was 140. That's the one that you all like. That one will go straight into the techno trance or dubstep speed, because the original is quite like bass heavy. So that one is if you want to do that style. Now I tend to, if I see a song which is already dubstep, I usually don't try to do a dubstep remix of a dubstep song, because the guy who has done it has already done a really good job. So, you know, I'm competing against the artist who's already published. Okay. I'm more interested in taking something and maybe changing the style. So I could, if it's heavy song, change it into a light style. Light song, change to heavy style. If you have a song which is, let's say, 140, right? You know that you can actually make the beat 70 instead. So although the music is running at the 140, your beat is running at half the speed. Or if you have a song which is like 80 BPM, you can actually, which is a slow dub groove, right? You can actually make a drum and bass remix which is 160 BPM. So that is actually an option for you also. Okay, so let's load the stems, and I'm going to show you bit by bit. Set the BPM first. Set the BPM. So I'm setting the BPM, and I'm going to demo with the song patterns, which is 108. The reason why I'm setting the BPM first is because this will help me to warp later. Okay. I stored it in the folder called Lessons Remix. Okay, patterns. So the other song that you all chose, if it's faster, just set to the faster one. So 108, and I'm going to drag in a few things. I need to drag them into the audio tracks, and I make sure that under Options Preferences, under warping, auto warp long samples is off. So our auto warp long samples under the warp heading is off, because I don't want it to auto warp. I want to warp it myself. Auto warp means that it will try to figure out the timing of the file and try to put in the markers by itself. I want to do this by myself, manually, not automatically. Okay, here is the first one. This is an ARP synth. I'm going to zoom out so I can see it. Okay, well, I can see that this synth only appears in a few small places. I'm going to drag in next the bass. Okay, I can see where the bass appears. I'm going to need more, so I'm going to insert another audio track. And putting the other bass. When I compare, I realize, oh look, they had one bass in this part and one bass for this part. I guess this must be where the verses and the choruses are. Then I will drag in, when you see something like BV, BV is usually anybody know what it stands for? BV? BV, yeah, it's right, it could stand for Buena Vista. Backing vocal. And I realized that I need to set this to Am I getting output from the mixer? Wait, I didn't switch on the speakers just now, is it?
I don't think so.
A mí me gusta lo que tú me das. A mí me gusta lo que tú.
So BVs are background vocals, and C3 means chorus 3. There's a lot of stems. So you can see that this artist did a lot of layers, and see there's a background vocal here.
Vamos bien, te veo y sé que quiero más. Me gusta.
So there's a guitar here.
Vamos bien, te veo y sé que quiero más. Me gusta lo que tú me das.
I'm not going to load in every single thing, because if I load in every single thing, then basically I got to host the song. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to choose some things which I might like. So I think there's a pad here. Let's see what the pad does. So here comes the pad. There's a lead synth. There's a lead synth at the intro.
Suéltate. Vamos bien, te veo y sé que quiero más. Me gusta lo que tú me das.
The vocals are here. Ah, vocals. The vocals for the chorus. Even though it's in Spanish, you can pretty much guess it's the chorus.
Vamos bien, te veo y sé que quiero más. Me gusta lo que tú me das.
Main verse.
Vamos bien, te veo y sé que quiero más. Me gusta.
Okay, and then the main verse too. Now, I think I've got enough to do what I want. If I play them all together, my master channel is going to be quite hot. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, not too bad. If your master channel goes red, make sure you pull down the master channel to about -3 or -6. Okay, don't let it overload. So here we've got the stems. I've set the BPM, I've dragged in the stems. Now I'm going to select all and warp them in complex mode. What does this mean? I need to click them. Actually, I can click one and then I go to the bottom one and I click shift. Okay, I click the top one and then I go to the bottom one and click shift, click, and then I'll end up selecting all of them. Again, okay, first I select one and now you can see this is the clip information here, right? You can see the clip information is displayed below. I selected the top one, the top clip, and I go down to the bottom one and I shift click. So I've now basically selected all of the clips and I can warp them all at the same time by clicking on the warp. But make sure instead of beats, I do complex. Complex is good for musical parts. So when I click warp, now all of them have markers which allow me to change the speed.
Te siento bien, masajeando la espiral entre mis manos.
So if I wanted to change the speed, let's say I want to turn it into a house track, what speed do I need to make it? 128. Let's see how it sounds.
Te siento bien, masajeando la espiral entre mis manos. Déjame ver el reflejo del cristal.
Okay, good. You can go up to 128. Going up. So that's what warping does. Warping allows you to increase the tempo and then all your samples follow according to the timing. Yeah? But the first thing I had to do, remember, I set my BPM first and drag them in, then I warp. So that, because I knew that these are 108 BPMs, and because I already set the BPM, it will say, oh, these guys are all 108, and then I will mark them accordingly. If I drag them into some other timing, then Ableton will say, hey, what is this? What is this? Then they're all different things, right? In different parts, so it will get confused. So now we've got this. I'm going to start marking sections like intro, verse, chorus. Okay, so that I can loop a section that I like. Okay, let's see. I have an easy way to do this, which is here we go. The vocal parts are actually
Cristal en tu mirada, suéltate. Vamos bien, te veo y sé que quiero más. Me gusta lo que tú me das. Vamos bien, te veo y
so I know that from 41 onwards, this is where my chorus is, right? So if I right click at the top, have you all seen it before? You right click at the top, you can put a locator. Now by default it will be number 1, but I'm going to call it chorus.
Vamos bien, te veo y sé que quiero más. Me gusta lo que tú me das. Vamos bien, te veo y sé que quiero más. Me gusta lo que tú me das. Vamos bien, te veo y sé que quiero más. Me gusta lo que tú me das. Vamos bien, te veo y sé que quiero más. Me gusta lo que tú me das. Me gusta lo que tú me das.
Okay, 57 I believe is where the next verse starts. So add locator, I'm gonna call it, rename the locator, verse 2. Where is verse 1? Verse 1 probably starts here at 25. So add locator, verse 1. So here is now, I've started marking out certain parts. I can start to say, oh, I want to just focus on verse 1. I'll work out something for verse 1. Or I can just decide to work out verse 2, something, chorus, something for the chorus, right? Time to start adding my own stuff. I'll insert a MIDI track, and then I think I shall insert a bass line, a bass, maybe something like sawtooth wave bass, analog saw bass. Yeah. And because I got my own bass now, I'm going to mute the bass that they have here. So you remember how to mute? You switch off the yellow track. Switch off the bass. So I got, and so I decide to highlight this part, the verse, and I'm going to click on the loop. Sorry, loop selection. Okay, now I'm just going to have the bass.
Viajas a otros mundos, vuelas dentro de mi mente, vas profundo. Conoces la forma de quemar y disolverte con el humo. Te siento bien, vas dejando respirar entre mis manos. Déjame ver el reflejo del cristal en tu mirada. Suéltate, viajas a otros mundos, vuelas dentro.
So because I'm in A, I know that for sure if I hit A, I'm about safe lah. And because A is all white keys, right? Practically anything which is white keys should sound quite okay. I'm A minor, A minor, A minor. So yeah. So we know we're in A minor because on the website they actually say it's 108 and it's A minor. It's on the website. It says like, easy, right? I'm going to make my life even easier by adding in something which makes it arpeggiator, the ubiquitous arpeggiator. So with the ubiquitous arpeggiator, I'm going.
Viajas a otros mundos, vuelas dentro de mi mente, vas profundo. Conoces la forma de quemar y disolverte con el humo. Te siento bien, vas dejando respirar entre mis manos. Déjame ver el reflejo del cristal en tu mirada. Suéltate, viajas a otros mundos, vuelas dentro de mi mente, vas profundo. Conoces la forma de quemar y disolverte con el humo. Te siento bien, vas dejando respirar entre mis manos. Déjame ver el reflejo del cristal en tu mirada.
So I'm basically by fooling around with the arpeggiator on and on the white keys, I'm able to actually create a new bass line. Right? Sorry, count in one bar. Start here.
Viajas a otros mundos, vuelas dentro de mi mente, vas profundo. Conoces la forma de quemar y disolverte con el humo. Te siento bien, vas dejando respirar mis manos. Déjame ver.
So I'm basically messing around. Let me do a proper one here. chance.
Conoces la forma de quemar y disolverte con el humo. Te siento bien, vas leyendo la espiral entre mis manos. Déjame ver el reflejo del cristal en tu mirada. Suéltate.
Then the chorus, I can now move to the chorus and I can create another set for the chorus.
Vamos bien, te veo y sé que quiero más. Me gusta lo que tú me das. Vamos bien, te veo y sé que quiero más. Me gusta lo que tú me das.
So that's future bass.
So, future house, right? Okay, let's
What's
say
the what the synth?
if I want to add in a beat, I have beats which are already like in our samples list. I wanted a house beat, I just go to sample, I type in house, I type in horse, sorry, I get horses. House, different house beats. Drag one in there, right? Better turn down the volume a bit. Yeah.
Hagas otros mundos, hagas sentir mi mente más profundo. Conoces la forma de quemar y disolverte con el humo. Te siento bien.
Okay, so you get the idea lah, right? Basically, I'm going to loop a section I like. I'm going to mute the tracks that I don't need because I have a bass now. I don't need a bass. Add your own beats, add your own bass line, add your own chords. You notice I actually created my own chords because basically it's in A minor, right? Whatever is in A minor will fit. Add on your own stuff, and yeah, okay. So you create an arrangement. Now you can split the tracks into parts. The locators are already done, right? Let's say I wanted to have this section, the chorus. I wanted to start the song with the chorus. How do I do that? I need to split these things. So I go here to the line in between, and I control E. Oh, good. Then I go here and I control E. So now I got a section which is chorus. Even better, I control R, rename it. This becomes chorus. This one also, I split it. Control E, Control E, Control R to rename chorus. So if I do this, I can actually say, oh, you know what, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to start the song with the chorus instead. So I'm very clever, I have copied actually blank sections. I should have done this for the vocal instead. Yes, there's the vocal. Okay, Control E to split, Control E to split, Control R to rename chorus, Control C to copy. Okay, look, now I'm starting the song with the chorus. Yeah.
Vamos bien, te veo y sé que.
Start the song with.
Vamos bien, te veo y sé que quiero más. Me gusta lo que tú me das.
Right, now I started the song with the chorus, right? That's also that's also a creative way of doing. So you move parts around. So your turn to try. Yay. Go for it.
It's a lot of stress.